You're now listening to Tough Tiger Talk Flash Report.
You're now listening to Tough Tiger Talk Flash Report. We're in the building. Big ups to all the Tough Tiger Talk Nation out there, all LSU purple and gold family members. I salute you. Go Tigers to you guys, and appreciate you joining me for another installment of Tough Tiger Talk Flash Report. Got a quick report coming at the nation right now. Top 3 replacement options for LSU offensive coordinator Steve Ensminger. This is coming from LSU Wire, so big ups to LSU Wire. They do pretty damn good articles over there. We want to cover this latest article that they dropped, talking about 3 potential candidates to replace Coach Ensminger as the OC. And if you agree with these choices, fine. If not, then put who you think should be the top 3 considerations for the OC position for the upcoming year. So big ups to the family members. I want to give a shout out to all the family members out there that's been supporting Tough Tiger Talk. I appreciate you. Thank you. I salute you. Much love to you. And for those who've been bitter critical about my breaking down of the names, I apologize for mispronouncing a few of the names. Sometimes you got to laugh at yourself. You do make mistakes. So y'all guys, I appreciate y'all still being here as well. So thank you as well, as I will make the promise to do better with that. All right, let's keep going. LSU Tigers rewrote record books on offense in 2019 behind Joe Burrow at the quarterback position. 1 year later, LSU is looking for a new offensive coordinator. There were many reasons LSU struggled on offense in 2020. First, there was the quarterback Miles Brennan. Brennan was solid early in the season, but he's still learning on that job with several young weapons outside of wide receiver Terrace Marshall Jr. And of course, when Brennan got hurt, LSU had to rely on a pair of freshmen, TJ Finley and Max Johnson. Finley had 2 solid starts and struggled in his other outings. Johnson won both of his starts to end the season, including an upset at Florida, and he looks good, man. There were injuries and opt-outs such as All-American wide receiver Jamar Chase and Marshall late in the season. The Tigers featured several new starters on the offensive line this fall and were dealing with growing pains. The running game was never consistent, hindering the quarterback's play. And after the season was announced that offensive coordinator Steve Ensminger will retire from on-field coaching and take a role as an offensive analyst. Ensminger spent the last 3 seasons as LSU's offensive coordinator, and the Tigers averaged 37.4 points per contest and more than 474 total yards per game during his tenure. Now, Orgeron's next hire is critical. He cannot afford to make a mistake, such as Pelini and Scott Linehan last year. Expect LSU's next offensive coordinator to have a coordinated experience and success with some version of the spread offense. The new coach must have strong recruiting ties as well. And here's a couple of candidates who they like to be able to be the next guys to be considered for that coaching position as well. So the options are, they start off with Phil Longo. Now, he's the offensive coordinator from North Carolina, and this is their take on it. Now, Longo is an ideal candidate for the numerous reasons. He has plenty of experience, having spent the 2017-2018 season as Ole Miss offensive coordinator. In 2019, he went to North Carolina and has been instrumental in UNC's quarterback Sam Howell's development. And during the time at Ole Miss, his offense averaged around 500 yards per game, but he was criticized for a lack of success in specific situations such as third downs and in red zone. We got to fix that. Now, the Tar Heels had one of the better offensive units in the country in 2020, finishing number 6 in scoring offense, number 4 in total offense, and number 10 in rushing offense. I love all of those numbers. And of course, we'll have to work on the third down and red zone stuff. But Longo checks all the boxes for Coach O. He runs a balanced spread offense that is quarterback friendly. LSU can pay what it takes to pry Longo away from the Tar Heels. So how do you guys feel about Phil Longo? BYU offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes is another name that sounds familiar. Grimes served as LSU offensive line coach from 2014 to 2017. I remember before BYU offered him the opportunity to be its offensive coordinator. When Grimes was on staff at LSU, BYU tried to hire him in 2015, but the Tigers gave him a significant raise. However, then the Cougars offered him a chance to run offense, something LSU could not offer him at the time. Now, Grimes has essentially spent his entire career as a successful offensive line coach at BYU, Colorado, Auburn, Virginia Tech, Arizona State, Boise State, and LSU before finally becoming an offensive coordinator in 2018. They're telling you that Grimes paid his dues, man. And BYU's offense in 2020 was one of the most potent and innovative in all of college football. Grimes played a major role in the development of quarterback Zach Wilson into a premier NFL draft prospect. and the return of Grimes would not only help the offensive line, but he would bring fresh ideas to a passing offense that possesses plenty of young firepower. And BYU averaged 522 yards per game in 2020. LSU could certainly create an enticing financial package for Coach Grimes. So there you go. Coach Grimes is the guy that they're looking at right there as well. And the third target, according to LSU Wire, for the OC job is offensive coordinator Brian Johnson. I like this one. Now let's listen to Brian Johnson. He said Brian Johnson is a name to watch after the season. Now, Florida quarterback Kyle Trask had in 2020. Sure, head coach Dan Mullen is primarily play call and spends a lot of time with the quarterbacks, but Johnson is the quarterback's coach and he's the OC. Mullen's one of the top play callers in football and clearly trusts Johnson enough to promote him to offensive coordinator this year. Would the allure of calling plays be enough to pry Johnson away from LSU's biggest rival? We'll see. Well, one of them anyway. The 33-year-old Johnson is one of the hottest young assistants in college football for his work with Trask. However, he has a long history with Mullen, which dates when he played quarterback at Utah with Mullen as his offensive coordinator under Urban Meyer. Now, Johnson will be a risk in the sense he has never called his own plays. He could also be a home run hire too. Now, perhaps Orgeron would prefer to go with a more experienced option, but Johnson has big time potential and looks like a future head coach. LSU could offer Johnson a significant pay raise come to Baton Rouge. So there it is. Those are some of the coaches that were referred to by LSU Wire. And they are all intriguing options there as well. So, Matt, what do you think about this? We have a lot of time here before Coach O will narrow his list down and pick the appropriate choice for the OC position. But what is your call? Do you like any of the guys that's presented today on this report from LSU Wire, or do you have your own guys? Well, if you disagree or if you like them, tell me in the comment section who you like in this list, or give me your top three and we'll read them on the future show. So once again, I'd like to thank all of you guys for chiming in on Tough Tiger Talk. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Please join the Tough Tiger Talk Nation. I'm Big Q chiming in on this episode, and I'll see you guys later on the next show. Go Tigers.
Subscribe to the Tough Tiger Talk channel and stay up to date for all